What up? Sitamangala, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic: how in the world did you get here? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I love working with people. I love coaching people. I love helping people to transform their worlds. I see men or women come into my programs. I see them like either hurt or a little bit broken, a little bit no certainty, confused, or I see them coming in with just a lot of momentum and power, and there's this big thing they want to get and they just need some help. Like, it's both sides. It's not everyone I work with is just like broken, and they're really not broken. They're just a little bit stuck, or they just want to go to another level. Which brings me to a great conversation that I've had recently with some of my clients, and I get to share them with you here with their permission. So, talking with the client and just in a really rough spot. Major debt, a lot of money coming in, but things are just out of whack. And from the outside looking in, it looks like he's really got things going on. Like, it just looks like he's amazing. His social media channels look awesome, and he's doing really well. He's done something incredible for himself. And yet, we are having a conversation that has him in a really tough situation, right? Really tight situation. Cash flow, money, revenue, team, hiring, firing, the normal parts of a small business. Well, the question you got to look at here and that was asked was, more money's not going to solve the problem. Closing more deals is not going to solve the problem. It will help. The real question you got to ask this situation is, how in the world did I get here? Have you ever stopped and asked yourself that question? How did I get here? That doesn't mean your life is bad. It doesn't mean it sucks. It doesn't mean that something's wrong. It's just, how did I get here? For greater, for worse. If life's amazing and, you are debt-free and you've got 6 and 7 figures in the bank, and you're able to make moves that most people can't, you could say, how in the world did I get here? And you could go write a book. There's some things, if you were to put pen to paper, the tires on the road, you really could go make a difference, because the question is powerful. How did I get here? Now, if you are like this client of mine, who's just in a tough spot, there's no doubt he's going to get through it. Without a doubt, he's a champ. He's a winner. He's going to get through this. But in having the conversation, how did you get here? It's such an elusive question, because human beings really don't want to look at the numbers. They don't. You don't. People think, well, like my client, but people in general, you listening to this, you might say, man, I just really want to lose weight. How am I 30 pounds overweight? And you think you're eating salad, and you think you're actually tracking your macros, but until you really crunch the numbers, until you really get brutally honest, and here's the problem about being brutally honest. You think you're being brutally honest, and you're really not. You think you're being honest, but you're really not. Crazy, right? You think you're being brutally honest, but you're really not. So then you continue to deceive yourself. Like, I'm doing all the cardio, and I'm actually eating really good, but I'm not losing weight. Let's call it what it is. You're not measuring and tracking, because if you really were, you would recognize that you're really not doing what's required. How about people in their marriages? How did we get here? No one gets married to say, I can't wait to get divorced and hate this person and be miserable. But if you don't track and measure, and I mean really keep score, not like how much you've done compared to her, just, are you making love? Are you making deposits? Are you really meeting the needs and overflowing the needs of your spouse? In business, are you really doing what's required? How did you get here? How did you get into big business debt? What's really not working? And if you're just looking at a glance, you're not going to ever get to the root of the problem. It's like the quote that Einstein says, or he's given credit for. The same level of thinking that got you here is not the same level of thinking that will get you there. And the words that were used was like, you've really gotten yourself into a riddle. Well, there's a riddle here. Like there's this incredible riddle that the client has created. And if you don't ask the right questions and you don't have someone to give you some insight, this is what I do as a coach. So I give people insight, but not just like a warm, fuzzy, Instagram meme insight. No, like asking the tough questions. The client said, dude, it makes me sick to look at my numbers. I said, you got to look at them, man. You got to look at them. You better sit in that sickness. Not to wallow in it, but just ask yourself, how did I get here? Because in business, if you just think making more money is the answer, all you're doing is digging a deeper hole or a pit that you really got to climb out of. In marriage, if you think, well, let me just buy some flowers. Maybe I'll just buy some stuff. That will not solve the problem. There's a deeper underlying problem in marriages that aren't working. And in the realm of health, sometimes it's, I think I'm doing what's required. I think I'm exercising. But until you actually keep score and track it, like really, how did I get here? If you're 100 pounds overweight, how did you get here? And you got to look at the habits and when you eat and what you eat and why you eat and how you eat and how consistent it's been and all the diets that you've started and quit and all the things that you've tried and all the supplements that are stacking up in your cupboard that you've never finished taking. Like you've got to look at everything. And like, again, this enemy is elusive. Doesn't want to be found out. So you got to sit in and say, how in the world did I get here? And spend time. Go look at your marriage. Go look at your health and fitness. Go look at your life. If you're in your mid-40s to late 40s and you have no money saved up and you still think that, just hustling is going to get you there, brother and sister, I got some real news for you. You better wake up because that's not going to get you there. And continuing to do the same thing over and over and over again and trying to put Band-Aids on it and trying to cover it up with things that you think are the real problem, but it's not. That's going to hurt you. So my message for you today on this podcast is, can you ask the real questions? How did you get here? So if you're a business owner, like I have another guy who's trying to build something significant, but to go build something significant, meaning like $1 billion, man, what got you to make 100 or 200? That's not going to get you there. And even what got you to $1 million, it's not going to get you there. You have got to get to the root of, okay, how do I really make powerful moves that will like really move the needle? Not just put a Band-Aid on and not just like pretend to move the needle, but really go live your life. Go live the life you want to live. What I'm discovering is most people, they're not honest, they're not truthful, and they don't want to be because it's painful. It's painful to look at the truth. There's a reason why Jesus, the Christ, said the truth will set you free. How did you get here? You better go look at the truth. What's the truth of your eating, your exercise, your caloric consumption? What's the truth of the way that you worship, the way that you connect with God or your purpose or the universe, whatever that is for you? What's the truth? What's the truth of your marriage and your relationship with your children? Do they really know? And what's the truth of your business? You're doing what you're doing now, you can pretty much guarantee what 5 years from now is going to look like. And for some people, they won't even get to 5 years. Like they'll get swallowed up by debt. They'll get swallowed up by a business model that doesn't work. They'll get swallowed up by the marketplace and their inability to really navigate through innovation and commitment. How did you get here? It's a beautiful question to ask. And most times what I've noticed now is that people, they don't ask that question until it's too late, and then their back is really against the wall. So what would it take for you to take a moment, take a step back, get on a figurative airplane, get 30,000 feet up into the air, and just really look at your life? Is it working? the amount of money, the savings, your personal finances, your money management, your cash flow? Is your marriage working? The way that you interact with your spouse? Is your health and fitness working? Like, are you happy with it? Does it work? Does it give you what you want? Your connection, your faith, your belief in God or higher power, does that work for you? Like, are you in integrity? Are you in alignment there? How did you get here? You have the power to find that out. And once you figure that out and find out how you got here, and dude, it's going to take some time. Don't think this is like a one night. Oh, okay, look, you might want to spend a week on it. Again, time here, time there, every morning, being open. I've asked myself these questions over the last 6 to 8 weeks. How did I get here? How did I get where I'm at? How did I really get here? And if you take time to truthfully answer that, you can begin to transform your world. If this is something that's beneficial for you, I invite you with all my heart to come to ProRev Live, PROREVILIVE.com. Join us at ProRev Live. It will be the most impactful event of your entire life. I guarantee you that. How in the world did you get here? Ask the question, go do something about it. I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.